everyone, I'm Teacher Cam, and today I am pleased to introduce to you the Be Ahead series. The Be Ahead series is for elementary school students about 6 or 7 years old. Many students in kindergarten have already been exposed to the alphabet, the ABCs, and some kids have not. 就是说，有些小孩，有些国小学生已经学过 ABCD、A、B、B， 有些学生还没学过。The Be Ahead series is a warm-up for students to have the impression of the 26 letters of the alphabet. Through interesting and fun activities, teachers can bridge the gap between students who already know and students who have not learned yet the letters and sounds of the alphabet. Be Ahead 是一个暖身的课程，这个会帮助学生 get ready for underway phonics. The Be Ahead series consists of 3 levels: Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3. And each level has a student book, a practice book, a reading book, of course, and a communication book. Each level also has 2 CDs, 1 CD for the student book and 1 CD for the reading book. Also, if you look inside each of the student books, there's a QR code which you can scan to access the CD click-play system. Each student book has a number of components to help students. So let's take a look at student book number 3. Here is our warm-up page. The first part on the warm-up page is classroom language. This classroom language helps kids become familiar with things the teacher says. So the kids are listening and repeating or speaking English back to the teacher. 这个会让学生多一点听，多一点讲英文，目的是英文，对不对？ And of course, we have the ABC song in our warm-up page. This gives students an impression they can recognize the letters better, and it's the classic song, A, B, C, D. Everyone knows, right? Good. So here we can see Unit 1. Now the letter in Unit 1 here we have small s and big S, 小写 and 大写. Now why do we write the small s first? 为什么先有小写? Because the small letter is 比较常见到的. So kids need to write their S letters. On 2 we have circle the letters, small s and big S. So kids need to use their eyes and focus and start recognizing the S. On 3, we have circle and correct. Now here, there are some mistakes for the kids to find. They need to focus and circle the mistake and learn how to write S correctly. And we have 4, letter and sound. So the kids need to say the letter, make the sound of the letter, and then read the word. So S, S, sun. This gives kids some speaking practice. Now part 5 in the unit is write, listen, and repeat. This gives kids a little bit more practice. So here they write the S, the I, the P, and then they use their finger. Do you see the finger here? We want students to use their fingers to follow along the phonic sounds to start making words. For example, S, I, sip. Through this repetition, the kids will become more familiar with the S sound. Now, if you look here, you'll see a pair of headphones and track 6. That means there's a track on the CD for kids to listen and practice. So the track 6 would be S, I, P, sip. And track 7 would be the chant, which would be a little bit different, give kids some fun practice. S, 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 sip. S, 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 sip. And once kids become familiar with the chant, they will recognize a lot of the chants in our series. After the kids have practiced the reading and the sight words, it's time to have some fun. Now each kid can make this page their own. They can color it with markers or crayons. You want a purple bear? Fine. You want a rainbow bear? Fine. And after the coloring is done, these pages can be torn out. So there's a line down here. You can rip out the page to form my own reading book. Now, each unit has one reading page that you can tear out, and when you put them together, you can make a reading book. So let's see my S, right? We just practiced S. Here you go. And look at my cute little bear. Do you love it? So once the kids have 26 letters in their book, they can read the page, they've colored it, and they'll be happy knowing it's their own. The final part in each unit is the activity page. Now, the activity page, also accompanied by the CD, is for kids to listen and repeat common sentences or phrases in English. For example, what is it? It is a hen. Now, after kids listen and repeat and listen and repeat, they will become familiar with these phrases and sentences. 真的要多听多说，越来越习惯，越来越懂 these English phrases. Now, let's take a look at the practice book. When we open the practice book, here we can see that Unit 1, it reviews and gives kids additional exercises so they are more familiar with what they learned in the student book. Now, let's take a look at the reading book. Now, each reading book corresponds with the Be Ahead level. So, level 1, reading book 1. This is reading 3, so it corresponds with Be Ahead level 3. The readings in this book will not only help students develop their basic English skills, but also their listening and oral speaking skills. 就是说，这本书会帮助学生念得更好，说得更好，这样才会进步哦。As students read the story, encourage them to use their finger as they follow along. You can see each word has a little dot. So they follow as they read along with the CD. You can see that each reading page has beautiful and interesting illustrations so that kids are understanding what they're reading based on the picture. Students can also color the words here so they become more familiar with the words and the sentence. 就是说，他们画了之后，对单字、对句子更有印象。你们有发现吗？这个 S 比较黑黑，比较 bold 一点，对不对？这个是已经教的 S， 提醒老师跟学生们要多复习呀。After students have completed reading the first and the second story, they can come to the practice page. So here is the practice page for the first reading, and here's the practice page for the second reading. Here we see part A is writing. So students will trace the sight words. 还记得 sight words 是常常见到的英文字。It also has Chinese. 这样学生可以自己复习。I can't read Chinese. Part B is, along with the CD, they can listen and read the chant. And part C is listening comprehension practice. So they listen and they number the story 1, 2, 3, 4. So they need to practice their listening skills. Be Ahead 用轻松、简单又有趣的方式教小孩26个英文字母。毕业后呢，大家都可以收到这个证书。This is my 证书。Woohoo! I finished! As I said before, the Be Ahead series bridges the gap between students without an English background and students with an English background. It's up to the teacher to decide how much of these books you want to finish, and then when the students are ready to move on to Underway Phonics series. That's all for the Be Ahead series. Thank you very much and see you next time.